What is going on, guys? Paul James here, and in today's video I am going to give you 5 tips for finding a winning e-com product to sell. Now, if you're looking to scale an e-com brand or a product into the 5, 6, or even 7-figure range, then you know how important it is to source a product properly. And that is exactly why I'm going to share with you these 5 tips to help you be able to find a winning product. Now, these tips are great whether you're looking for a product to sell on your own website or whether you're looking for a product that you can sell for Shopify or maybe Amazon FBA. Whatever it is, you're gonna love these 5 tips, so we're gonna get right into them. During each tip, I am gonna show you an actual example of each tip rather than just tell you. I don't know about you, but I'm a visual person, so when someone can show me rather than just tell me, that is a win-win. In addition, all the examples I'm going to share with you are easily accessible because the examples that I'm going to share with you can be found on Alibaba.com. Alibaba is a world-leading global B2B trading e-commerce marketplace where you can find exactly what you're looking for from 100,000 global suppliers in 40 major categories. Now, before we get into things, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so that you can be updated every time I post a new video. All right, so tip number 1, we want to find a product that is low weight. If you want to find a winning e-com product, then this tip is super important. Now, obviously, low weight is important because that is going to reduce your cost, your overhead. And anytime that we can give extra margins to ourselves is going to be super beneficial because that means that's funds that we can take and put somewhere else. Like if we're saving on shipping out to ourselves or the customer or whatever it may be because the item is lower weight, then that's great because we can actually then go and spend that extra money on maybe extra advertising costs. For example, if you want to push more money towards Facebook ads, or if you're on Amazon, maybe you want to try Amazon pay-per-click, right? Having that low weight is going to lower your overhead tremendously and make it able so that you're able to push more money somewhere else or just stick more money in your pocket. In addition to being a low weight, even finding a product that is just smaller in general so that it fits better in packaging is going to be easier. Now I want to show you an example. Let me pull up my screen here. So for this example, you can see here, this could be a product that might work good that fits those qualifications. Sunglasses, right? Now you could go and find some sort of trending sunglasses that you think people would be interested in. And again, I'm on Alibaba. If we come down, you can see it tells you what the packaging size is here. Okay, and it also tells you what the packaging weight is. So when you're sourcing your product, that is tip number 1. Look for something that is small and low weight so that you can save that money on shipping. Now, right now, Alibaba is having the biggest sale event with the best offering. It's called Super September. You can browse 3.7 million products and you can enjoy a lot of benefits like 10% savings on live stream products, $60 discounts on transaction fees for new buyers, and $200 discount on logistics. Super September features advanced technology providing 3D showrooms. You can have a 360-degree view of products and designs. With 18,000 live broadcasts, you are able to communicate with suppliers in real time. It features everything you'd expect from a physical event, but entirely online. All right, tip number 2, let's get right into it. Tip number 2 is try and find an e-com product when you're sourcing that can fit around one of these 2 trends. It's either a hobby or a passion. If you can find a product that falls under either a hobby or a passion, you're gonna have much, much better results when it comes time to sell your product. So when I'm sourcing products, I'm always looking for, does this fit under hobby or passion? Now, the reason why is that people are much more likely to spend money on their hobbies or their passions. Think about whatever hobby that you're into and just think about how much money you spent on it. Maybe it's gaming and you bought an expensive PC setup like you see behind me. Or maybe it's rock climbing and you spent a bunch of money on rock climbing shoes and carabiners and harnesses. Or maybe it's cycling and you spent a bunch of money on new suspension and different upgrades to your bike, right? Hobbies are something that people are always willing to spend money on, and nothing gets them more excited than when they see something that they can add to their collection. So let me show you a couple examples that fall under either hobby or passion. Okay, so this example, fishing lures, right? you can see here, there's tons and tons of fishing lures that it falls under kind of both categories that we talked about, where it's a hobby and a passion, but also fishing lures are going to be low weight and easy to package. So that's very, very cool as well. You can actually filter by their Super September event on the side here by clicking the check mark, and it'll show you which ones fall under their Super September event, which is really nice. Moving on to our next example with this whole hobby passion thing, this fits more under the passion side of things as opposed to hobby. And this is, I found these owl necklaces here. And again, some people, they're just super passionate about owls, or it might be like a certain type of pet or like a dog. Like, it's not necessarily a hobby, but it is definitely a passion, and it's definitely things that people are okay with spending more money on. So think about that when you're going and sourcing your product. All right, let's get into tip number 3. Tip number 3 is, can your product be an impulse buy? Now, what I mean by that is, do they see an ad, or are they searching through the results on Amazon or wherever it may be, or on your website, and all of a sudden they see something and their brain just goes, ooh, I want that. If you can trigger that emotion, that impulse buy emotion, that gives them that moment of, ooh, I want that, you're going to have much, much better results when it comes time to selling your product. So keep that in mind when you're sourcing. Now, I have an example pulled up for you here on my desktop, and I'm gonna play it here so you can see. I like that Alibaba does this sometimes. They have these videos, which is really cool. So you can see this is a wireless charging blackhead remover, kind of an interesting product, right? But this is something where they might go like, ooh, this is an impulse buy. Like, I want this, I could use this. Maybe they have problems with acne at the moment, and all of a sudden they see this and they're like, oh yeah, that would be really helpful for me right now, right? This is an example of an impulse buy where they might be able to just be like, yeah, that's cool, I want that. And they just click the buy button and they put it in their shopping cart and they're good to go. All right, let's get into tip number 4 now. Tip number 4 is, try and find an item when you're sourcing that is not found in stores. If they can go to like Walmart and buy it, it's not as appealing as if only on your website can they find this product, or maybe they've never seen it in stores before. Now, obviously, this is attractive because it gives you an edge against everyone else. If they can only get it from you, well then when they're on your website, or they're on Amazon, or they see a Facebook ad and they check out your product, they're gonna be like, wow, I've never seen that before, I better grab this right now. So it's a huge benefit if you're able to do that. Now, with these 5 tips, it's not like you have to hit every single mark on every tip, but the more tips that I give you here, and the more that you can hit each one of them, like maybe you hit 3 out of the 5, the better you're probably going to do with your e-com product, right? So let me pull up the desktop here and show you an example of this one. This is kind of just a funny example, but you know, with Halloween coming up here, people are buying costumes for their dog. I mean, it's like a Chucky doll dog costume. I just thought it was pretty funny. You know, it's something that I've never seen in the stores before, and maybe some dog fanatic would be like, hey, I want to buy this Chucky doll costume for my dog. I don't know if this is a good product idea or not, but I'm just saying this is definitely something that probably they aren't going to see in stores. So that's tip number 4. All right, and tip number 5 is, try and find a product that is shareable, especially if you plan on advertising it on social media like Facebook, because people are on there because they like liking posts and sharing their thoughts. So you want to have something, a product that isn't necessarily embarrassing. You know, if they're not willing to share it out, then the success of your e-com product is probably not going to be as high, versus if they are able to share it and it's a very shareable product, they're going to be going and they're going to be sharing it with their friends. And then it might start to get that viral effect where people are sharing it all over. And then you're compounding your efforts and you're multiplying your advertising expenses, because maybe for every one person you advertise to, they're sharing it to 2 other people. And then it's like getting multiple people in for the cost of 1, which is awesome. So again, if you can hit as many of these marks, as many of these 5 tips as you can, the better off you're likely to be. So let me pull open an example here. And what this is it's a door opener key tool. It allows people to push like door buttons and elevator buttons without having to get germs on their fingers, right? This is something that definitely is super hot right now, and that it hits that shareable factor. Like, they might say, like, see this on a Facebook ad and be like, ooh, I really want that for my dad, you know, so that he doesn't get sick. And boom, they share it. Or they might tag someone in it and be like, hey, maybe they take their sister and be like, hey, this would be really cool for mom, wouldn't it? And it just, has that shareable factor to it. So think about that when you're sourcing your products is it shareable? Is it something that they're going to want to share? Now, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor of this video today, Alibaba.com. They are doing something really awesome as well. There is a chance to win $50,000. All you have to do is share your business story and tag them with the tag 50K Challenge 2020. All you have to do this is go like Alibaba.com's Facebook page and then share the post with your short story about your business in 2020. And collect as many likes for your Facebook post as you can by, sharing it out with people. And the post that gets the most likes obviously is going to stand a chance to win the grand prize of $50,000 to spend on Alibaba.com, which is going to be awesome to start sourcing your ecom biz. Also, they're going to go and they're going to pick the 30 best stories during the competition, and winners of the best stories will also win special gifts from Alibaba. This is very, very cool, and a big shout out to Alibaba again for sponsoring this video. All right, so to recap the 5 tips, we're looking for something that is low weight, is a hobby or a passion, can be an impulse buy, is not found in stores, and is highly shareable if possible. If we can hit as many of those 5 marks as we can, then the success of your ecom product is probably going to be a lot better. Now, I have another video for you to check out over here. Definitely go check it out. And if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on because I upload videos like this weekly, and I would love to see you again in a future video. Until next time, guys, I am Paul James. Peace out.